Good. We are headed back to Monmouth County, New Jersey for day 2 of testimony in New Jersey versus Paul Caneiro. They should be just about ready to start this morning. And we're starting with no sound. But
so
it should be on.
I don't want
there we
to
go.
Look at that anything other than that. Otherwise, I think we're ready to continue. The defense want to put something on the record or anything before we get started at this time or no?
No, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Decker or Ms. Wallace?
Thank you, Judge. The state calls Detective Bassinder.
Okay.
We are starting with witness number 5. Detective from the case.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You just watch your step going up there. Could you put your left hand on the Bible, raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Okay, once you get comfortable, can you state your name for the record and spell your last name, please?
My name is Debbie Bassinder. My last name is Bassinder.
Okay. Prosecutor, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Detective.
Good morning.
Where are you employed?
I'm employed at the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office
In what capacity?
as a detective.
And how long have you been employed at the prosecutor's office?
8 years this month.
What unit do you work in?
I work in the Financial Crimes and Public Corruption Unit.
Can you tell us how long you've worked in that unit for?
I've worked in this unit for my entire time of employment at the prosecutor's office, with the exception of 2.5 months where I was assigned to the trial unit.
What are your duties and responsibilities as a detective in the financial crimes unit?
My duties are to investigate allegations relating to financial crimes and/or public trust.
Now, what, if any, law enforcement experience did you have prior to joining the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office?
I was a special agent with the Internal Revenue Service Criminal Investigation Division.
So as a special agent, were you a sworn federal law enforcement officer at that time?
Yes, I was.
And what was the time frame that you worked as a special agent with the IRS?
From September 1993 through June of 2016.
Generally speaking, what were your duties as a special agent with the IRS?
As a special agent, I was involved in investigating allegations and crimes relating to both domestic and international money laundering, crimes relating to the Bank Secrecy Act, also known as BSA, and crimes relating to the Internal Revenue Tax Code.
Now, I'd like to ask you some further questions about your educational and professional background. Do you have something called a curriculum vitae?
Yes, I do.
I'm showing counsel S27. May I approach?
You can.
Detective, I'm showing you what's been marked as S27. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's a resume.
Did you prepare that?
Yes, I
Is
did.
that your resume?
Yes, it is.
And how many pages is it?
4.
Starting with your education, can you provide us with the benefit of your educational background?
Yes, I received an associate's degree from Ocean County College in business administration. I also received a Bachelor of Science degree from Monmouth University with a concentration in accounting.
Detective, are you familiar with the term forensic accounting?
Yes, I am.
What is that?
Forensic accounting is a specialized area of accounting that investigates complex financial documents, follows the flow of funds to determine fraud, misconduct, and financial irregularities.
Do you use forensic accounting in your role as a detective in the financial crimes unit of the prosecutor's office?
Yes, I do.
And did you use forensic accounting in your role as a special agent with the IRS?
Yes, I did.
Can you just, I want to define a term. Can you explain what it means to audit and how that relates to forensic accounting?
Yes, auditing is a regulatory compliance examination of an individual's or an organization's financial books and records.
So how is forensic accounting different from regular accounting?
Well, regular accounting would be your normal day-to-day financial record keeping, your standard financial reporting, and ensuring regulatory compliance.
What, if any, training did you have specifically in forensic accounting?
I was a revenue agent with the Internal Revenue Service, which means you're an auditor. That encompassed approximately, in total, about 6 months of training on complex auditing individuals and business records. From there, my education in accounting focused on accounting 1 and 2, intermediate accounting 1 and 2, advanced accounting, auditing, taxation, business law. When I attended the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center for my position as a special agent with the IRS, that was approximately 6 months long. The second half of that training involved comprehensive 3.5 months of financial forensic accounting, if you will, training on reviewing books, records, identifying fraud, criminal behaviors, patterns, identifying methods of proof in order to see whether or not there is a crime. After that training academy, I also received other training through taking seminars, webinars, all in the area of financial crimes.
So what were your day-to-day responsibilities as a special agent with the IRS?
Day to day, you were reviewing financial documents on a complex nature involving money laundering, Bank Secrecy Act, financial crimes, even relating to taxes, analyzing, reviewing, compiling detailed reports, interviewing witnesses, subjects, victims at times.
Now, how would forensic accounting come into play in those roles and those responsibilities that you did day to day?
In financial crimes, you are utilizing your auditing skills, your investigation skills, and your accounting skills to follow the flow of funds and money to determine whether there is or is not a crime relating to the allegation involved. Again, whether it's money laundering, Bank Secrecy Act, financial crimes, tax-related crimes.
In your time with the IRS, and I'm sorry if I asked you this already, but how long were you there in total?
23 years.
What, if any, promotions did you receive?
In 2015, I was promoted to a supervisory special agent.
What did that entail?
I oversaw 8 special agents, 2 administrative personnel, and a secretary. And the 8 special agents that I oversaw were conducting investigations as I just described what I did as a special agent. So I was overseeing their work, dealing with the U.S. Attorney's Office as it relates to those investigations.
Now, as a special agent with the IRS, prior to receiving that promotion, approximately how many forensic accounting analyses had you conducted?
Over 200.
Approximately how many forensic analyses did you oversee during your time as a supervisory special agent?
Over 100.
What, if any, certifications did you receive while you were with the IRS?
In 2009, I received a certification titled Certified Fraud Specialist.
What is that?
It's a designation that validates your expertise in the detection, investigation, and prevention of fraud.
What did you have to do to obtain that certification?
You had to complete a certain amount of credits that they required an applicant to have. So for example, your education garnered you so many credits. Your experience in your financial profession garnered you X amount of credits. You needed professional witnesses from a higher level than you were applying to that credential. You had to maintain those credits by continuing your education within a 2-year period to sustain those credits. Part of your credits also could come from testifying in your field, whether as a fact witness or an expert witness.
Now, what, if any, certifications did you receive while you were with the IRS in 2013?
I received a certification called Certified Anti-Money Laundering Specialist.
What is that?
It's a certification that validates your expertise in investigative techniques, regulatory compliance, and risk management.
What did you have to do to obtain that certification?
Very similar to my first certification. This certification required you to take an examination in addition to verifying your education, your years of experience. If you have done teaching, that counted as well. If you've testified, that counted as well. And then you're required to maintain a certain amount of credits by every 3 years to maintain that certification.
With both of those certifications, are you currently up to date?
Yes, I am.
Now, after you worked for the IRS, let me just ask you, did you retire from there?
Yes, I did.
When was that?
In June 2016,
Where did you become employed after that?
Ocean First Bank.
And what was your position there?
I was a senior vice president and the director of BSA department, Bank Secrecy Act, BSA department, and also the security department.
And what were the dates that you were employed at Ocean First Bank?
August 2016 through January 2018.
Would you be able to summarize your duties and responsibilities there?
Sure. For the BSA department, I was responsible for implementing, administering, and ensuring the bank's compliance with all Bank Secrecy Act. The bank at that time had approximately 125 branches, over 800 personnel, a myriad of departments, both within branch and corporate. BSA oversees every employee, every department, administers all training.
No, what if I'm sorry, go ahead.
Also oversaw my staff in BSA, and the staff was investigating alerts that would come in from the anti-money laundering detection system, your computer systems. So if there was an alert on a customer account, they would investigate it to determine if it's worth additional investigating or if it's okay. The second half of my role in the security department, which I oversaw staff there as well, but we handled the both internal and external security of the bank. External security meaning bank robbery, internal security encompassed internal fraud, anything happening internal within the bank.
What, if any, employment did you obtain after that?
Then I became employed with the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office.
Did you have to go to the police academy for that?
Yes, I did.
And when was that?
I started the police academy in January 2018 and graduated in June 2018.
And if you could just summarize your day-to-day responsibilities as a detective in the financial crimes unit.
In financial crimes, my day-to-day duties are to investigate allegations of financial crimes and public trust, often sensitive in nature. I review a myriad of financial documents, at times extremely complex. I interview witnesses, subjects, and victims. I compile detailed reports.
Approximately how many forensic accounting analyses had you undertaken thus far as a detective in the financial crimes unit of the prosecutor's office?
Approximately 200.
And what, if any, certifications did you receive while you were with the prosecutor's office?
I received the designation called Certified Economic Crime Forensic Examiner in 2020.
What is that?
Essentially, it validates your expertise in financial economic crimes, both the detection, prevention, and investigation of those crimes.
And what, if anything, do you have to do or did you have to do to obtain that certification?
That certification, again, it's a point system. You have to have so many years' experience in the financial field. You have to provide your education, which garners you additional points. If you've testified in court, both as a fact or an expert witness, and take continuing education classes, teaching also counts, financial related classes.
Do you do any teaching as it relates to your profession?
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us about that?
Yes. Annually at the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, our unit provides financial training to any law enforcement officer in the state of New Jersey. So I'm a part of that training on an annual basis. I also developed a project on elder fraud where I go out and teach and provide seminars to individuals wanting to learn about financial crimes really against a 55 and older population, and any other training that I'm asked to do.
Judge, at this time, the state would seek to qualify this witness as an expert in the field of forensic accounting.
Any voir dire?
Thank you, Judge. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you've investigated a number of different types of financial crimes. That'd be accurate to say, right?
Yes,
And, you know, these investigations would typically involve the review of some type or multiple types of different financial records.
yes,
This could include bank records, right? It could include tax records.
yes,
These records often have to be reviewed in combination with one another in your line of work, right?
no,
Well, in terms of money laundering, for example.
state law and federal law are different when you're examining financial documents and tax records.
Okay, so let's just take a step back here. The records, they're helpful to you as an investigator because they show you a path that money takes from point to point. Is that fair to say?
The bank records do.
Yes,
Yes,
the bank records do. Because the bank records show you money going from point A to point B, right?
yes,
And you need to establish in your investigations at point A to point B to determine if there's been criminal conduct
or not, yes,
or not. And the thing, though, about these records is that the records by themselves don't really tell us anything about a person's motivations. The records are just numbers, right?
not exactly accurate.
Well, a bank statement shows the account that the statement refers to, right? The account that it comes from. It shows debits and credits on the account, right?
Yes,
It shows an opening balance, right?
correct,
It shows a closing balance, right?
yes,
Might show that I transferred money from that account to a different account. And if I did, it would list some indication of where the money went, right?
yes,
None of that says anything about what my motivation was in transferring the money from point to point, right?
I don't agree with that.
You're able to discern something from abstract numbers on a piece of paper that the ordinary person is not. That's your expertise?
My expertise is reviewing all the documents in a comprehensive manner and putting the financial picture together.
Great. So you do need to look at multiple documents then in order to create this full picture. Is that what I heard you just say?
I can look at multiple documents, yes.
Okay. So you're looking at multiple documents, and you're doing that because looking at multiple documents gives you a fuller picture of a situation than looking at a single financial record.
Yes,
And you want to get that fuller picture because that fuller picture is what allows you to determine whether there is potentially criminal conduct or not.
correct.
You are also looking for things in these records that could demonstrate motive.
At the end of an analysis, yes.
One of the things that you're trying to determine is if any of these records are supportive of or not supportive of motive.
Yes,
Because motive is going to if it exists, right, is going to help in furtherance of an investigation.
Yes,
Motive evidence explains why a person might have made a financial decision that they made.
yes,
So if you find evidence of motive as part of your investigation, it's something that you would take note of.
yes,
And if you took note of it, it would be because it was significant to you.
yes,
And if it was significant to you, you would, in some fashion, document it.
yes,
In general, in a financial investigation, you might take note of the fact, for example, that an individual has a lot of debt
yes,
or has difficulty paying their debts.
yes,
You might take note of the fact that a person is getting repeated calls from debt collectors.
yes,
You might take note of the fact that a person is getting served foreclosure notices.
yes,
You might take note of the fact that a person is having their utilities, like their water or their gas, shut off.
yes,
You might take note of the fact that a person isn't able to come up with the money to afford basic things like food and gas.
I may not know if they can't afford food,
If you did know it, you might take note of it.
possibly,
You might take note of the fact that a person is having their credit card declined.
yes,
You could take note of the fact that the person is having repeated communications with others about not having enough money.
I may not know that,
You may not, or you may, because sometimes you might have a person's record of text communications in a case, right?
not necessarily,
Not necessarily, but sometimes you might.
but I might not,
And if you did have them, and you notice that the person is having communications about not having enough money, you might take note of that.
yes,
If you had a record that a person is consistently borrowing money because they don't have sufficient funds, you might take note of that fact.
yes,
The person was the subject of a civil lawsuit. You might take note of that fact.
yes,
If the person was discussing, and there was evidence that they were discussing or considering bankruptcy, you might take note of that fact.
if they were considering bankruptcy, I may not know that,
If there was evidence that they were, you might take note of that.
yes,
When you were with the IRS and as part of your work with the prosecutor's office, you didn't, sometimes these investigations, I'd imagine, might involve a single person who was a suspect, and sometimes an investigation might involve multiple people that are suspects. Is that fair to say?
federally, yes,
And sometimes investigations might involve situations where multiple people had access to the same bank accounts?
That's possible.
Let's talk about an example of that. Let's say we have a small business. Now, you're aware that small businesses often operate under a less regimented structure than large, highly regulated businesses, right?
Can happen.
Can I see counsel, please?
Okay, this will be our very first sidebar this morning. I am trying to get used to Mr. Murray's style. It does actually put out a lot of doubt. I mean, it gives you things to think about. Questioning, of course, the defense going in and questioning again the investigation and the fact that Paul Caneiro was singled out in the very beginning of the investigation and they looked no further. I think that's going to be a running theme with most witnesses involved with the investigation. And that's not unusual. I often say that's like Defense 101. But I do want to hear the nuts and bolts of this information that we have. Looks like we're coming back.
You've testified in court before?
One time, yes.
Was that as an expert or as
Fact witness.
a fact witness? And was that in your professional capacity or personal capacity?
Professional.
You've never been qualified as an expert in a court proceeding?
No.
When you testified as a fact witness, that was about a financial investigation?
It was a joint investigation with the FBI and there was a financial component to it, yes.
What was your role in that investigation?
The defendant accepted bribes in the amount of $30,000. Excuse me, the defendant accepted bribes and I was a fact witness to that. There were also tax charges in combination.
Okay. So basically your role, what I'm taking from that is your role in that case was as a detective.
I was a federal agent. So
Okay. But you investigated the case.
tax component, yes.
And when cases like that, help me here, when cases like that go to, that was a federal court case, do I have that right?
Yes,
It wasn't in state court, it was in federal court.
yes.
Okay. When cases like that go to trial, does the government have people that they can certify as experts to testify at trial if they need them?
When the case is complex in nature, yes.
Okay. And where does the government go to get those experts?
within if they need to. If they need an expert, they could go within.
Okay. So those experts, for example, could come from within an agency like the IRS.
Yes,
And I take that to mean that that agency, the IRS, has those type of experts.
yes, you're part of an expert witness cadre, which I was selected to be a part of and attended training.
Okay.
And then you may prepare for cases that ultimately plea out, so you don't ultimately testify because the case pled out.
Fine. But this is the first time that you've been qualified, let's say, as a expert witness in a case.
Yes,
It never happened during all of your time at the IRS.
no, because my case is ultimately pled out.
Okay. Now, it's also never happened during all of your time up to now at the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office.
No, my cases have not gone to trial. This is my first trial case with the county.
Judge, I have no further questions.
Okay. Do you wish to be heard on the issue?
I don't guess.
Okay. Under the circumstances, I find that this defendant is qualified based upon her years of experience, both as a special agent in the IRS for the years that she was there, 23 years, her time at Ocean First Bank, her time in the Monmouth County Prosecutor's Office, her certifications and training that she has had. She would be qualified as an expert in the field of forensic accounting. Ladies and gentlemen, just because that I find that legally a person can be considered as an expert in a particular case, I have to give you a charge to tell you what that means to you. All right? As a general rule, witnesses can only testify to facts known to them. This rule ordinarily does not permit the opinion of a witness who is not testifying as an expert. However, an exception to this rule exists in the case of an expert witness who may give their opinion as to any matter in which they are versed, which is material to this case. In legal terminology, an expert witness is a witness who has some special knowledge, skill, experience, or training that is not possessed by the ordinary juror, and who thus may be able to provide assistance to you in understanding the evidence presented and to determine the facts that you find them to be. In this case, as I mentioned, you can consider this detective as an expert in the field of forensic accounting. You are not bound by such expert's opinion, but you should consider each opinion and give it the weight to which you deem it should be entitled, whether that's great weight or less weight, or you may reject it. You can do whatever that you want. In determining each opinion, you may consider the reasons given for that opinion, if any, and you may also consider the qualifications and credibility of that particular witness. It is always within the special function of the jury to determine whether the facts on which the answer or testimony of an expert is based on actual evidence that you find it to be. The value or weight of the opinion of the expert is dependent upon and is no stronger than the facts on which it is based. In other words, the probative value of the opinion will depend upon whether from all of the evidence in the case, you find those facts to be true. You may, in fact, determine from the evidence in this case that the underlying facts are true or not true. So if you find the underlying facts not true, well, that would impact your ability to consider the weight of the testimony because the underlying facts, you're finding them not to be true. On the other hand, if you found them to be true, well, that would be assisting you on whether that you want to believe the opinions that are based upon those underlying facts that you wish to be true, or that you find to be true. Does everybody understand that? Okay. You and you alone are the sole fact finders in this case. You must be persuaded solely by the evidence presented at trial when determining whether the state has satisfied its burden. And it's you and you alone that will make these determinations as to the evidence in this case. With that being said, Ms. Wallace, I'll allow you to continue your direct examination.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
See you back. Detective, are you familiar with the case State of New Jersey versus Caneiro?
Yes, I am.
How?
I was assigned to, on November 21st, 2018, by my supervisor in the unit at the time to this investigation.
And just to be clear, are you referring to the financial crimes unit?
Yes, I am.
Now, when you were assigned this case, were there already other detectives from other units assigned as the lead detectives?
Yes, because this investigation involved murders, detectives from the major crimes unit were already involved as the lead detectives, as well as detectives from the crime scene unit.
Now, what were the parameters of your investigation? In other words, what was your role as a detective from the financial crimes unit with regard to this case?
My role was to determine if there was or was not a financial motive.
Can you tell us about the investigative steps that you took?
Yes. Through legal process, serving a grand jury subpoena, through legal process, I obtained statements from the bank for the trust account, the bank that held the trust account. I also, through legal process, obtained statements for the defendant's bank accounts. I also received, through legal process, bank account information on both businesses, EcoStar and Square One, the operating accounts and the payroll accounts. I also received, through legal process, documents from Canada Life Assurance Company, which held the life insurance policy. I also, through legal process, received credit card information and statements and insurance companies and any other financial institutions or companies where eventually I traced money either going to or money coming from.
When you initially said you received statements with regard to the trust account, can you just clarify a little bit more about what you're talking about, what trust account?
Yes, so there is the Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Life Trust. That there is also a bank account titled the Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Trust. And that bank account is maintained at TD Bank, and it is simply a checking account to receive funds and for those funds then to be paid quarterly premium. So when I refer to the trust account, I'm referring to specifically a TD bank account, business checking account that held funds, and those funds were to pay the premiums.
So you get all of these records, and what do you do with them?
I analyzed the records, wrote detailed reports on these records.
Now, during the course of your investigative process, what, if any, interviews did you either participate in or conduct yourself?
I participated in the interview of the accountant, Stephen Weinstein, the CPA. I also participated in the interview of Ron Ortiz, the insurance man. I was also part of the interview with Tiffany Rivera, who was an employee at the businesses that the defendant and his brother Keith Caneiro owned. And I was also present with Detective Pat Petrozello, detective at the time, lieutenant now, when he spoke to Yusel Restrepo.
Now, eventually, were you asked to narrow down the focus of your investigation?
Yes, I
or your
was.
analysis, I'm sorry.
Yes, I was.
And what specifically was that?
I was asked to narrow down the analysis to the years 2017 and 2018, and essentially do a review of the defendant's finances. So essentially following all the monies going into his accounts and all the monies leaving his accounts. Some of these were fixed deposits and fixed expenses. And in these years, there were also one-off deposits and one-off expenses.
When we're talking about bank accounts, how many personal bank accounts do the defendant have?
4.
Right, and with regard to that TD Trust account, how many accounts was that?
There was 1.
Okay, and then in terms of the businesses, how many bank accounts were there?
A total of 4, because there were 2 businesses, each had an operating account, each had a payroll account.
And just very briefly, the difference between an operating and a payroll account?
The payroll account is going to pay the salaries of your employees for the businesses, and the operating account is paying your fixed expenses and other expenses.
Okay, so right there, what we discussed, that's a total of 9 bank accounts?
Yes.
For the record, I'm showing counsel S28.
Okay.
May I approach, sir?
You can.
Detective, I'm showing you what's been marked as S28. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And what is this?
This is a list of all the 9 accounts that I just described.
Okay. And does this have the bank names of the checking accounts on here?
Yes, this lists the name of the bank. It lists the type of account. It lists the account holders, and it lists the account number.
Judge, permission to publish?
Any objection? Okay, you can publish. I was just about to ask, why is this on the screen?
I didn't put it on.
We can just turn that off if you don't mind. Thank you. You want the witness to come down?
If we could, Judge, please.
You can. Come on down. Just please make sure you speak up.
Sure.
All right, thank you.
Detective Bassinder, if you could, can you just take us through each of these and explain what we're looking at here? So for example, I'm going to draw your attention to where it says number 1. What is that?
Number 1 is the trust account that I've mentioned to you at TD Bank. The title of the account is called ATF Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Trust Agreement, dated July 27th, 1999, listing Keith Caneiro as grantor and Paul Caneiro as trustee. TD Bank has titled this a business checking account. Again, this is reflecting TD Bank. And the account number, is 786-324-5465.
For purposes of the rest of your testimony, is it okay if we refer to the last 4 numbers of the account numbers here?
Yes.
Okay. What are we looking at number 2?
Number 2 is a personal account, individual checking account maintained at TD Bank in the name of Paul Caneiro. The account number is 786-239-3837.
Number 3?
Number 3 is a joint checking account maintained at TD Bank, and the account holders are Paul Caneiro and his wife Susan Caneiro. The account number is 786-206-3760.
How about number 4?
Number 4 is a checking account maintained at Affinity Federal Credit Union in the name of Paul Caneiro. The account number is 751-5502.
Number 5?
Number 5 is a TD convenient checking account maintained at TD Bank, a joint account in the name of Caitlin Caneiro, the daughter of Paul Caneiro. So the account is in Caitlin Caneiro and Paul Caneiro's name. The account number is 424-931-3886.
Now, numbers 2, 3, 4, and 5, are those the 4 accounts that you spoke of that the defendant has?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go on to what is number, if you could go through number 6 with us.
Okay, number 6 is an operating account maintained at TD Bank. The operating account is J. Morton Consulting, Inc., doing business as Square One, so I'll refer to the business as Square One. But that is their operating account. The account number is 685-504-1396.
Number 7.
Number 7 is the payroll account at TD Bank for Square One, and the account holder is listed as J. Morton Consulting, Inc., doing business as Square One. The account number is 685-504-1388.
How about number 8?
Number 8 is the operating account maintained at TD Bank in the other business, which is called EcoStar Pest Management, Inc. The account number is 432-041-7234.
And number 9.
Is the payroll account for EcoStar maintained at TD Bank. The account holder name is EcoStar Pest Management, Inc., and the account number is 432-041-7101.
Thank you, Detective. You can have a seat. The bank accounts that are listed up on this board right here, which is S28, did you review the bank statements for each of those accounts?
Yes, I did.
For what years for each?
2014 through 2018, November 20th, 2018.
Okay. I'm going to show you what has been marked as S29 through S38. I'm showing council first. May I approach your honor?
Yeah, can you just tell me the numbers one more time?
S29
Okay.
through, it would be S38, and then I will take your information.
Great, thank you.
I know this is a lot, Detective, but I'm going to ask you, I'm showing you what's been marked as S29 through S38. We're going to start with S29. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
This is the bank statements from TD Bank in the name of Paul Caneiro. The account number, can I just say the last 4 digits
Yes.
for these? The account number ends in 3837. And the statement period is from December 24th, 2016. And it ends just S29? Okay.
Detective, if I could, are these the bank statements for 2017 for 3837?
Yes, and it ends January 23rd, 2018.
Okay, and are there also the deposit slips attached to those bank statements?
Yes, there are.
Okay, and does this correspond to number 2 on the board over there?
If number 2 is 3837, then yes, it does. I can't see from here.
That's okay. All right, I'm going to take that from you. Can you put them right here? S30?
S30 are bank statements from TD Bank in the name of Paul Caneiro, ending in account number 3837. These statements are dated December 24th, 2017, and they run through December 27th, 2018.
Thank you. And are the bank deposit slips attached?
Yes, they are.
I'll take that from you. S31?
S31 are bank statements from Affinity Federal Credit Union in the name of Paul Caneiro. The account ending in 5502. These statements cover the period January 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2017.
S32?
Are bank statements from Affinity Federal Credit Union in the name of Paul Caneiro, ending in 5502. This has a variety of account numbers on it. They are dated January 1st, 2018 and through December 31st, 2018.
Okay, do you see S33?
S33 are bank statements from TD Bank in the name of Paul Caneiro and Susan Caneiro, ending in account number 3760. These statements period begins December 24th, 2016, and the statement period ends January 23rd, 2018.
S34?
S34 are bank statements from TD Bank. Excuse me. In the name of Paul and Susan Caneiro, ending in account number 3760. The statement period covers December 24th, 2017, and the last date is December 28th, 2018.
S35?
These are bank statements from TD Bank in the name of Caitlin Caneiro and Paul Caneiro. The account number ends in 3886. The statement period covers December 14th, 2016, and the statement period concludes on January 13th, 2018.
Okay, and S36?
Are statements from TD Bank in the name of Caitlin Caneiro, Paul Caneiro, ending in account number 3886. The statement period begins on December 14th, 2017, and the last date is December 26th, 2018.
And the last two, S37?
Are statements from TD Bank in the account holder is ATF Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Trust Agreement dated July 27th, 1999. Keith Caneiro Grantor, Paul Caneiro Trustee. The ending account number is 5465. The statement period begins January 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2017.
Did you mean 2018? Are you? 17, I'm sorry. And finally, S38.
Are statements from TD Bank. The account holder is listed as ATF Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Trust Agreement dated July 27th, 1999. Keith Caneiro Grantor, Paul Caneiro Trustee. The account number ends in 5465. The statement period begins January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018.
Thank you, Detective. Did you obtain each of these bank statements through legal process?
Yes, I did.
Meaning you obtained them directly from the bank?
Yes, I did.
And did you review each one of them in terms of your conducting your analyses?
Yes, I did.
Now, what, if anything, did you do to memorialize your analysis with regards to what you had mentioned earlier, the defendant's revenue, sources of revenue, and sources of income for the years 2017 and 2018?
I prepared a report, and then I also prepared a supplemental report.
Showing defense counsel S39 and S40. I'm showing you what's been marked as S39 and S40. Let's start with S39. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
This is a summary of sources of revenue and income and expenses for the period 2017 and 2018.
Is S39 though, is that a report?
It's
That's your report, right?
it's my report.
Okay, what's the date?
This is dated July 21st, 2025.
Right, and how about S40? Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is it?
This is a supplemental report dated December 8th, 2025, and this includes corrections.
Okay, and those, just to be clear, those are both your reports that you created, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what, if any, summary charts of your analyses did you create?
I created a summary chart of revenue for 2018, and I created a summary chart of expenses for 2017 and 18.
And where are those summary charts reflected?
They are reflected in the most updated summary charts are reflected in the December 8th, 2025 report.
So S40?
Yes.
Specifically, I'm going to draw your attention to pages 3 on that report.
Yes.
What are we looking at there?
Page 3 lists the sources of revenue and income for the years 2017 and 18.
How about pages 4 and 5? What does that reflect?
4 and 5 reflect expenses for the years 2017 and 18.
Are you aware of whether there were any boards prepared to reflect pages 3 through 5 of your report?
Yes.
Showing counsel has been marked as S40A and S40B. May I first check?
You can.
Let me just start, Detective, with S40A. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And what is that?
That's the chart I prepared of sources of revenue and income for the years 2017 and 18.
And is this board, is this in the same exact condition with the same exact substance as what is in your report on pages?
Yes, on page 3.
Page 3. I'm showing you what's been marked as S40A. B, I'm sorry. What is this?
This is the chart of the expenses for the years 2017 and 2018.
And is this reflected on pages 4 and 5 of your report?
Yes, it is.
And is it in the exact same condition as it is in your report?
Yes, it is.
I'd like to start with expenses, permission to publish S40B.
Any objection?
No, Judge.
You can. You're fine.
I'm sorry, Judge, just a moment. Detective, just to make it easier, I'm gonna show you, and I'll show counsel, just what's been marked as S28. Can you just tell us what that is?
This is the listing of the 9 accounts that I previously spoke about and are listed on the board over there.
Okay, so that is, I forget the number, just gonna be clear for the record. A reflection of S28.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask to keep that with you, just so you have it to reference.
Okay.
All right. S40B, which is reflected on pages 4 and 5 of your expert report. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you just generally explain what we're looking at?
Yes. This is the list of expenses for the years 2017 and 18. It covers categories to include tax debt, mortgage payments, auto loan and lease payments, credit card payments, insurance payments, utility payments, educational costs, and miscellaneous payments, as well as payments made to Caneiro Life Insurance Company.
I think, if you don't mind, I think it would be better if you put it right in the middle, so then everyone can see it. It's down in the middle for everyone. Thank you, sir.
Sorry, go ahead.
With a total listing per year for 17 and also 18.
Okay, so there's essentially the categories that go down through 2017 and then 2018.
Yes,
Okay, and then each category has a total, is that right?
yes,
And then is there a total expenditure reflected for 2017
yes,
and 2018?
yes.
Okay. Let's start with the first category. What does that say, the first category at the top?
Tax debt.
Okay, and what is listed under tax debt?
These were payments made to the Internal Revenue Service. Payments were made in amounts of approximately $1,265 a month. In the year 2017, there was a larger payment within that year. So for 2017, the total payments made to the IRS is $40,523. And in 2018, total payments made to the IRS were $15,107.
And just to be clear, these payments came from which of the 4 accounts of the defendants? You could just say the last 4 numbers.
It came from number 2, the account ending in 3837, the defendant's personal account.
Okay. Do you know what kind of payments they were? Electronic? checks,
Electronic.
something else? Electronic. What is the next category?
The next category is mortgage. These payments were made to City Mortgage. The payments were in the amount of approximately $3,050 per month. In 2017, those payments totaled $36,600. In 2018, the payments totaled $33,550.
Which of the defendant's 4 bank accounts did those come from?
These payments were made from account 2, ending in 3837.
What type of payments were they?
Electronic payments.
What is the next category?
The next category is auto loan and lease. The defendant had 3 Porsche leases, and in 2017, those lease payments totaled $39,846.51. And in 2018, those payments totaled $25,906.90. These were electronic payments made from account 2, ending in 3837.
What is right under that?
Alley Financial Auto. This was a payment. The defendant purchased a 2016 Jeep Wrangler in the amount of approximately $49,696 from Reedman Toll Auto World in Pennsylvania. The auto loan was obtained from Alley Bank, and the term of the loan was 60 months, 5 years. The monthly payment was $828.28, and this totaled in 2017, $10,054.97, and in 2018, payments totaled $9,906.20.
And which of the defendant's 4 bank accounts did those payments come from?
These payments came from account number 2, ending in 3837.
The next category says credit cards. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, when you're talking about credit cards, are those personal credit cards, business, or something else?
These credit cards here specifically, there's 2 credit cards from the American Express credit card company that are in the defendant's name. One credit card is in the defendant's name solely, and the other credit card, I observed the wife and children also having a card attached to that account. The defendant utilized 2 bank accounts, number 2, ending in 3837, and also number 4 from Affinity Federal Credit Union, ending in 5502. So those 2 accounts made payments to those 2 credit cards in both years.
So just for the first one, American Express, the first one in order, for 2017, what was the total payments?
$143,049.08.
How about 2018?
$120,085.51.
Now, for the next one under that, the American Express, for 2017, what was the total expenditure that the defendant paid?
$18,342.13.
2018?
$43,044.35.
The next credit card listed says Bank of America. Do you see that?
I do.
Okay, and what is the total expenditure for 2017?
$15,623.96.
In 2018?
$20,089.51.
And for which bank account of the 4 bank accounts did that come from?
Account number 2, ending in 3837.
The next credit card, Chase card.
Chase card in 2017, payments totaled $7,281.83. And in 18, payments totaled $3,473. These payments were made from account 2, ending in 3837.
The next one, TD retail card. Do you see that?
Yes, in 2017 and in 2018, payments were $1,680 in each year, and those payments were made from account 2, ending in 3837.
And finally, the Citibank card.
Citibank in 2017, payments totaling $12,473.11 were made, and in 2018, payments in the amount of $6,211 were made from account 2, ending in 3837.
The next category lists insurance. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and what is Chubb and Son?
Chubb & Son is an insurance company where the defendant maintained his homeowner's policy.
Okay, and can you please tell us what the total expense was for 2017?
Yes, in 2017, the amount was $5,137.94, and in 2018, the amount was $2,905.81.
And that came from what bank account?
Account 2, ending in 3837.
And by the way, these payments that we're referring to, are they electronic payments?
Electronic.
Okay. Utilities, do you see that category?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Utilities consisted of First Energy, JCP&L. Payments for 2017 amounted to $5,147.84. In 2018, payments amounted to $4,915.05.
The next category is New Jersey Natural Gas.
In 2017, payments totaled $3,275.24. And in 2018, payments totaled $2,519.29.
New Jersey American Water,
In 2017, payments totaled $1,682.14. In 2018, payments totaled $1,436.13.
and finally, Township of Ocean Sewer.
Payments totaled $460 for both 2017 and 2018.
Did all of those utility payments come from the same bank account?
Yes, account number 2 ending in 3837.
The next category is educational costs. Is that
Yes.
correct? Okay. So I want to start with 2018. Can you explain what we're looking at?
Yes, this is educational costs that were paid to Discover, which indicated on the payment it was a student loan payment. In 2018, the payment total was $2,525.
Over the course of your review, Detective, did you see any other payments from any of the defendants' accounts in 2018 that went to some sort of educational or school loan?
I did not.
Now, let's go to 2017. What is that?
This is a payment to Brookdale Community College in the amount of $1,757.50, which was made from account 2 ending in 3837.
All right, and we get to the miscellaneous category. Do you see where it says Woodshire Apartments?
Yes,
Okay, and under 2017, there's a total listed there. What is that?
$2,673.
And what is Woodshire Apartments?
It is an apartment complex in Ocean Township.
Did any of the witnesses that you spoke to that you mentioned earlier live in Woodshire Apartments?
Yes,
Who's that?
Yusel Restrepo.
Yardy Service is next.
Yardy Service in 2017, payments totaled $3,666
And where did that come from? Which account?
from the defendant's account number 2 ending in 3837.
Restoration Hardware.
Restoration Hardware payments totaled $15,720.47 in 2017. In 2018, payments totaled $7,701.17.
And where did those come from?
Account number 2 ending in 3837.
Next category is Tiffany and Company. Do you see that?
Yes. In 2017, payments totaled $17,714. And in 2018, payments totaled $2,625.
And they came from which bank account?
Account number 2 ending in 3837.
Volkswagen Audi. Do you see that?
I do.
Okay, and can you tell us, so it's just 2018, is that accurate? What
Yes.
was the total amount?
The total amount was $9,920.78.
Okay, and that came from which account?
Account number 2 ending in 3837.
Did you review the records from Volkswagen Audi?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and what, if anything, did you learn from those records?
That Yusel Restrepo leased a 2018 Audi Q5 SUV from Audi in Eatontown. The invoice was listed at $53,766.13. The payments were made from the defendant's account to VW Credit in the amount stated.
Now, the last category on there is Canada Life Insurance Company, Keith Caneiro Trust. Do you see that?
Yes,
Okay, and under 2017, what is the amount listed?
$19,880.
Okay, and that came from which of the defendant's accounts?
That came from account number 2 ending in 3837.
Was there anything paid to Canada Life in 2018 from any of the defendant's personal accounts?
No.
Okay, so what is the total expenses in 2017?
$402,588.72.
And how about 2018?
$314,061.70.
Before we move on to the sources of revenue that you analyzed, I just want to ask you some questions about Canada Life. So if you could tell us, I think you may have said it before, but just clarify, what is Canada Life?
Canada Life Assurance Company is the company where the Keith Caneiro life insurance policy was held.
And I think before you indicated that you obtained records from Canada Life.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And those records, did they include Keith Caneiro's whole life insurance policy?
Yes, it did.
Did those records include Keith Caneiro's application for that policy?
Yes, it did.
And did those records include the trust document itself?
Yes, it did.
Okay. Did you review those three documents?
Yes, I did.
Thank you. I'm showing council what has been marked as S26, S42, and then S43. May I approach?
You can.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as S26, S42, and S43. We'll start with S26. What is that?
S26 is the Keith Caneiro irrevocable trust agreement.
Okay, and how about S42?
S42 is the Canada Life Assurance Company policy,
And S43?
is the Canada Life Assurance Company application.
I'd like you to take a look, if we could, at S26 first, the Keith Caneiro irrevocable life insurance. I'm sorry, S42, the Keith Caneiro whole life insurance policy. Do you see that?
Yes,
How many pages is that document?
17.
Are the terms of the life insurance policy contract outlined in that document?
Yes.
If we could go, what is on page 1 of that document?
Page 1 is the cover sheet for the whole life insurance policy.
And page 2?
Page 2 is the table of contents,
And page 3 is what?
policy details.
Judges state and seek permission to publish S42.
The objection?
Could we just go to sidebar?
You can.
And we have another sidebar. Although it could be quite tedious listening to financial information back and forth, this is actually key to the case. What the prosecution needs to show here is that the statements that number one, is that the statements Paul Caneiro provided to the accountant and to his brother had been altered, and what the actual transactions were, because it is the state's contention that although it showed payment to the
All right,
life
ladies and
insurance
gentlemen,
policy,
before we
they
get
never
into
went.
this, we're going to take our mid-morning break now, just to give everyone a chance to take a break. We'll start back up at 10 minutes after 10. First time reading a clock. So you guys want to just take your break. Don't discuss this case. Don't do any research. We'll be back out at 10 after 10. Thank you so much.
Okay, going to take the morning break. Judge Lemieux is very good about trying to keep on track, give the jurors their break. I do like the way he makes sure that information is clear and jury instruction is clear. I'm sure that'll be a great benefit to the jurors in the end when they're trying to decipher through all the evidence that'll be presented in a case that is it is reported to go till March 20th. Judge Lemieux said that to the jury during jury selection. Okay, let's use this time to stretch like Judge Newman instructed us years ago. I do find some similarities in this case to the Murdaugh case that we covered quite some time ago, mostly due to that DVR footage that's going to come up eventually. Very reminiscent to me of the video on Paul's phone that kind of destroyed an alibi and put him at the scene. very similar here. Also, the financial part of the crimes, although this is nowhere near as involved as the financial crimes and the 118 indictments that Mr. Murdoch faced, but it is entangled this way. Okay, enjoy your break. We'll be back shortly. And it looks like we are coming back. Normally, when Paul Caneiro is wearing those headphones, he is listening to his attorneys at the bench with the judge and the prosecutors. And we're back.
Prosecutor, go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Detective, we left off looking at S42, the Keith Caneiro whole life insurance policy. Do you have that in front of you?
Yes, I do.
And Judge, I asked for permission to publish, and I think I gave the court.
I do. I have a copy of that. There was no objection to it, so go ahead.
Detective, I believe you indicated, how many pages is this?
17.
We can, all right. Do you see what's on the screen?
I do.
That's page 1?
Yes.
All right, is that essentially just the cover page of the policy?
Yes.
Okay, and if we could scroll, just go through to page 2, please. Is that the table of contents?
Yes.
All right, finally, I want to get to page 3. Do you see page 3, Detective?
Yes.
Okay, is there a policy number listed?
Yes.
What is that?
2661587.
Who is the insured listed as?
Keith M. Caneiro,
And is there an age?
31,
And what is the face value amount listed?
$3 million.
And what is the policy date listed?
July 28th, 1999.
If we could go to page 13, please. Detective, do you see in the middle of the page where it says beneficiary?
Yes.
This is the only time I'm going to ask you to do this, but if you could, can you please read that for us because the print is small up here?
Sure. While the insured is living, you may appoint one or more beneficiaries and may revoke an appointment unless you made it irrevocable. If you have reserved the right to change the beneficiary, you may do so by written request. You must revoke any previous appointments and designate the new person or persons to be beneficiary or beneficiaries. Continue.
Yes, please, just
No.
beneficiary.
No appointment or change in appointment will take effect unless we receive the request. When received, the request will take effect as of the date it was signed, subject to payment or other action taken by us before it was received. The beneficiaries of this policy shall be as stated in the application unless later changed. We will pay the amount due at the death of the insured under the beneficiary appointment in effect at the date of death. If more than one beneficiary has been appointed and one or more of them dies, the proceeds will be paid to the surviving beneficiaries equally unless otherwise designated. If no other beneficiary is alive at the date of the insured, or if none has been appointed, we will pay the proceeds to you or to your estate.
Detective, who, to your knowledge, if you know, based upon your review of these documents, who was the beneficiary of this life insurance policy contract?
The Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Life Trust
And where is that listed specifically?
on the application.
Can I take that back, please? I'm going to ask you to take a look at S43 now. Do you see that as a Detective S43?
Yes, on my copy.
Okay, and what is that?
This is the application.
The application? Okay, and how many pages is it?
This is
And I'm sorry, they're not numbered, so if you don't mind.
9,
How many?
I believe 9.
Okay. Judge, permission to publish.
You can. We've already discussed that with defense counsel.
If we could just go down to page 6, please. Detective, do you see this page in front of you?
Yes,
Okay. Are there signatures on there?
Yes,
Okay, and then is there a date?
yes.
What is the date that this is signed?
August 9th, 1999.
Okay, if we could just go to section 1 on page 1, please. Detective, I'm going to refer your attention to that section, section 1, page 1. And is there some information in section 1, page 1?
Yes.
Okay, and specifically, is there a name up there?
The primary insured information
Yes.
is Keith M. Caneiro.
Okay, and the address is listed as New York?
Yes.
Okay, and then the employer is listed as what?
J. Martin Consulting, Inc., which is Square One.
If we could scroll down now, we're still on page 1, section 4. Do you see where it says owner information?
Yes.
Okay, and what does it say up there as to owner information?
The owner is Keith Caneiro, irrevocable trust agreement dated July 27th, 1999.
And what is the address listed as?
27 Tilton Drive, Wayside, New Jersey, 07712.
Okay, and what's listed in front of that address though?
Paul Caneiro as trustee, in parentheses, settler.
If we can now look at, it's still page 1, but section 5 right there where it says beneficiaries, do you see that? And
Yes.
what is listed as the beneficiary?
Under primary, it's listed Paul Caneiro, trustee of the Keith Caneiro irrevocable trust agreement dated July 27th, 1999, and the address as 27 Tilton Drive, Wayside, New Jersey, 07712.
All right, still on page 1, if I'm going to direct your attention to section 6 where it says premium payment, do you see that?
Yes,
Do you see section A, mode?
yes,
Okay, and what does that list?
an annual premium payment.
Did that later change at some point?
Yes,
What did it change to in terms of the frequency of the premium payments?
to quarterly.
Okay, and do you see section B where it says send premium notice to owners?
Yes,
Okay, and what is listed there?
the box residence is checked off, and the address for that residence is 27 Tilton Drive, Wayside, New Jersey, 07712.
Just to be clear, whose address is that?
The defendant, Paul Caneiro.
Okay, if we can go to page 2, please, section 8. You see where it says in the middle of the page, sort of at the top, whole life,
Yes,
and in section B,
yes,
face value amount, what is listed there?
$3 million.
Okay, and then looking down at section 8, where it says automatic premium loan, question mark, and a yes or no, what is checked off?
Yes,
And then we looked at the signatures on page 6. Thank you. Detective, in the course of your review of the Canada Life documents, did you review something called the Canada Life annual policy statements?
yes.
How many specifically did you review?
Counter life policy statements. Well, the policy was 17 pages. I reviewed the policy and the application and the trust agreement.
Okay, I'm sorry, did you review the annual life policy statements for 2017 and 2018?
Yes, I did.
For the record, I'm showing council what's been marked as S44 and S45. Just may I approach?
You can.
I have copies.
Thank you.
Generally speaking, Detective, do you recognize S44 and S45?
Yes, I do.
What are those?
These are the annual policy statement for 2017 dated July 28th, 17, and also dated July 28th, 2018 from Canada Life,
Okay, so S44 corresponds with what? What year?
2017.
Okay, is there a date on there?
Yes, the date of the statement is July 28th, 2017.
And is the frequency of the premium payments indicated on those two documents?
Yes,
And what is that?
quarterly.
Okay, and how about, those payments? Is there an amount listed?
Yes,
What is that?
$7,854.60.
Is there an address listed on there?
There is an address up top for the statement,
And what address is that?
27 Tilton Drive, Wayside, New Jersey, 07712.
Okay, moving on to S45, what year does that correspond to with regard to the annual policy statements?
2018,
What is the date on there?
July 28th, 2018,
And how many pages is that one?
2 pages.
Okay, and is the same information with regards to the premium payments listed on there?
Yes,
Okay. And is that the same amount, the $7,854.60 per quarter?
yes.
Take this back from there. Before we move on, Detective, to the sources of revenue that you analyzed, I want to ask you some questions about the TD Trust Bank account 5465, named ATF Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Trust Agreement. You indicated that you reviewed bank records pertaining to this account?
Yes,
Okay, and did you obtain, I think you said you obtained those through legal process?
yes, I did.
Now, earlier I had showed you S37 and S38, the bank statements from that account for the years 2017 and 18. Do you recall that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. How far back did the statements go that you reviewed?
Back to 2014.
Okay. What kind of an account is this?
This account is a business convenient checking account offered by TD Bank.
And when was it opened?
This account was opened May 25th, 2006.
When you reviewed the documents that you received from that TD Bank account in regards to this, did you receive a business signature card?
Yes, I did.
What is that?
Signature card lists the account holders of the account.
I'm showing counsel S46. May I approach, Judge?
You can.
Detective, do you recognize S46?
Yes, I do.
What is that?
This is the business signature card for the Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Trust Agreement dated July 27th, 1999.
Okay, and is there a date on that signature card?
Yes, there is.
And what is that?
May 25th, 2016.
Okay, and is there other information listed at the top?
Yes, there
What
is.
is that?
The account holder, Keith Caneiro as grantor, Paul Caneiro as trustee. The full account number of the account, which ends in 5465. Paul Caneiro's name is listed as the vice president and a signature. And Keith Caneiro is listed as president.
Let me take that back from you. Detective, during the course of your review, were you able to determine how this particular account, 5456, the TD Trust account, was funded?
Yes,
How was that?
this account was funded through payroll checks from Keith Caneiro, from J. Martin, and then in time, it was from J. Martin and EcoStore.
Okay,
They
sorry.
were direct deposits into the account from payroll.
Aside from those direct deposits from payroll, did you see this account being funded in any other way?
In 2017 and 18, no.
Based upon your review of these bank statements for 2017 and 2018, where were funds going out of from this account and to?
Funds were going out to the defendant's bank accounts and Canada Life.
Anywhere else besides the defendant's bank accounts and Canada Life?
No,
You say defendant's bank accounts. Did it go to did the monies go to multiple accounts or just one?
multiple accounts.
Okay, of the board, I believe it's S28, can you just tell us which accounts you saw money going into in 2017 and 18 from the TD Trust checking account 5465?
Yes, collectively for both years, funds went into account number 2 in the name of Paul Caneiro, TD Bank, ending in 3837. Funds in both years went into the joint account of Paul and Susan Caneiro at TD Bank, ending in 3760. And in 2017, funds went into the account of Caitlin Caneiro and Paul Caneiro at TD Bank, ending in 3886.
Detective, when you prepared your report and your summary chart of the defendant's sources of revenue for the years 2017 and 18, did you include these funds in that chart?
Yes, I did.
Detective, I previously showed you what's been marked as S40A, the sources of revenue. Judge, the state would seek permission to publish that.
Any objection?
No, thank you.
You can.
Thank you, Judge. Detective, when you looked at the defendant's sources of revenue for the years 2017 and 2018, were you able to identify any steady or consistent streams of revenue that he received for those years?
Yes, I did.
And on the chart specifically, can you point to us where that would be?
Yes, steady streams of revenue occurred in the category titled disability. Also, business income, and under the title Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Trust, which is under additional revenue sources.
Now, there are other sources of revenue on that chart, right?
Yes,
What were those, generally speaking?
could be a loan, could be a distribution from a 401k. It could be one-off deposits into the account as a revenue stream.
Let's start with the first category, disability insurance payments. What is listed as the first item under that category?
The first item is disability benefits that came from U.S. Treasury Social Security. In 2017, the total was $141,364. And in 2018, the total is $29,352.
Now, for the year 2017 and 2018, did all of those payments go into one of those four accounts of the defendants?
Yes,
Which one was that?
into account number 2, ending in 3837.
Okay. For the time frame of 2018, you indicated that the defendant received $29,352.
Yes.
Do you recall what dates he received those payments on?
They were typically monthly payments in amounts ranging from $1,700 through $2,527.
The second category says Sun Life disability insurance payments. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and can you just explain to us what that is?
Yes. Jay Martin, also known as Square One, had used Sun Life as their company to provide disability to employees. That's where Sun Life comes in through the company.
Okay, and in 2017, how much did the defendant collect from that?
$60,000 in 2017, and in 2018, $9,540.
Now, in 2017, what bank account did those funds go into?
These funds went into account number 2, 3837
And
at
how
TD
about
Bank.
in 2018?
In 18, there were 2 checks. In 18, they went into account 2, 3837. I want to retract that. In 18, there were 2 checks in November and December of 18, and they went into the joint account of Susan and Paul Caneiro ending in 3760.
Do you recall the specific dates of those 2 checks in 2018?
Yes. One check is dated November 20th, 2018, in the amount of $2,110. And the second check is dated December 20th, 2018, in the amount of $7,430.
The next category says Unum disability insurance payments. What is that?
Unum Disability is a private disability plan obtained by the defendant.
In 2017, how much revenue did the defendant receive from that plan?
In both years, he received the same amount, which is $104,390 into account number 2 ending in 3837.
Okay, the next category lists business income. Do you see that?
Yes.
And the first item under there, I'm going to draw your attention to where it says J. Martin Square 1. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, now, in 2017, how much revenue did the defendant and his family receive through payroll from the businesses?
In 2017, $108,636. In 2018, the amount is $117,851.
Just to clarify, does that reflect a gross or a net?
Gross.
Now, in 2017, was there also an auto reimbursement that the defendant and his family received?
Yes.
What was that?
$27,290.11. And in 2018, $36,627.19.
Was that a lump sum or something else?
It was a lump sum added into the paycheck.
Would they receive it all at once, I'm asking, or was it put into the paycheck each pay period?
It was put into the paycheck.
Okay.
So you would have gross pay plus the auto reimbursement, then the deductions.
Understood. What, if any, other benefits did the defendant and his family receive through the businesses?
The business paid their health insurance.
And the next category under business is EcoStar. Do you see that?
Yes.
And for 2017, what was the amount that was received through income from the payroll to the defendant and his family?
$5,400 in 2017, and in 2018, $26,400.
And again, does that reflect gross or net?
Gross.
Now, I should back up. I should have asked you this. Let's go back for a second to J. Martin Square 1. In 2017, that $108,636, which account did that go into?
That went into the defendant's account. One moment.
Just if you're referring to your report.
I am referring to my report. Okay. In 2017, all the deposits were deposited into Affinity Federal Credit Union, account number 4. In 2018, they continued to be deposited into that account. However, on October 12th, 2018 through the end of November 2018, those deposits also went into account number 2, 3837.
Okay, and just to clarify, 3837 and the 1515 account?
5502. It's same, interchangeable. If you hear us say 1515 or 5502, the account was one number and then the bank changed it over to another number. It's the same account.
Whose names were those accounts in?
5502 is in the name of Paul Caneiro.
And 3837 as well?
Correct.
We just spoke about EcoStar, and you had indicated that I believe in 2017, the payment was $5,400 for that year. What bank account did that go into?
Those deposits, I'm referring to my report, in 2017.
And And I would draw your attention to page 4 of S39.
Yes, went into account 2, 3837.
Okay, and how about in 2018?
Those deposits also went into 3837. But again, later on in 2018, from October 19th, 18 through November 30th, they also went into 5502.
Okay. Now, the next category is Pacific Life Insurance Company,
Yes,
and there's just the 1 year there, 2017.
yes.
Okay. What is Pacific Life Insurance Company?
Pacific Life Insurance Company is a company that the business paid quarterly premium payments for life insurance. When you are on disability, your quarterly premium stops. So the business paid those quarterly premiums. At this point, the defendant, Paul Caneiro, was on disability. So this amount of $3,665.95 reflects Pacific Life giving back that premium payment, which he deposited into his account 23837. It's a one-off deposit.
Thank you. The next category is loans from 401k. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
In total, in 2017 and 2018, how many loans were taken from the 401k?
Actually, in 17, there's one, and it is a distribution of $28,350.
Okay. Do you recall the date that was distributed?
April 4th, 2017 is when it was applied for. And on April 14th, 2017 is when the deposit occurred into account number 3, ending in 3760, the joint account of Paul and Susan Caneiro.
Do you recall I'm going to draw your attention to April 14th of 2017. Was there any monies later transferred on that date from that sum into a different account?
Yes. So on April 14th, 2017, the $28,350 was deposited into the joint account 3760. 3 days later, on April 17th, a transfer was made from that account number 3, into account number 2, the defendant's account at TD Bank ending in 3837. The amount of the transfer was $27,200.
I'm going to draw your attention to the next category, which is April of 2018. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and just explain to us what we're looking at here and what that source of revenue, where that came from.
Okay. This is a loan taken out from their employer's 401k. The loan was applied for on April 23rd, 2018.
And how much was that loan?
$14,000. The amount deposited into the account after fees was $14,093.74.
Okay. When was that amount deposited?
The amount of the deposit after the fees was on April 30th, 2018. And it came from Ameritrade Trust Company in the amount of $14,008.74. And that was deposited into the joint account with Susan and Paul Caneiro, account 3, ending in 3760.
Was any monies transferred from there into any of the defendant's other accounts?
Yes, on the same day, $14,000 was transferred into account 2, number 3837.
And finally, under May of 2018, do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and what are we looking at here?
Okay. This was a distribution. It was a hardship withdrawal applied for by Susan Caneiro in the amount of $50,000. After withholdings, deposit in the amount of $43,672.50 was deposited into the joint account of Paul and Susan Caneiro, account 3760, and that deposit occurred on May 15th, 2018.
Was money transferred from that account, from that deposit anywhere else?
Yes, of the $43,672.50 that was deposited into the account, on the exact same day, $43,000 was transferred out and into the defendant's account number 2, ending in 3837.
Next category is bank account revenue sources. Do you see that?
Yes.
What are we looking at here?
Bank account revenue sources, considered this a revenue stream because in 2017, a total of $12,346.72 came into the defendant's account number 2, 3837. The transfers all came from Square One, which is account number 6, J. Martin Consulting, Square One operating account. So transfers came in from the operating account, it stayed in the defendant's account, funds were not paid back, so it's on the chart as a revenue stream for 2017.
Now, in 2018, it looks like $21,548.86. Do you see that?
Yes,
Okay, and there's a little, like a negative sign.
a negative.
Okay, what does that reflect?
Okay. So in this year, there was approximately 5,000 and change. I can be exact if you have bank statements in front of me, but there was a transfer from the same Square One account for over $5,000 into the defendant's personal account number 2 at 3837. After that, there were 4 transfers back into that business account. And those 4 transfers back totaled approximately $27,000. What I did is gave the defendant credit because I'll make it easy math. 5 came in, 27 went back, the difference is 22. That's easy math. I can give you the exact dates and amounts of the transfers and give you the exact. So I gave him credit for $21,548.86.
That's okay, but is that the accurate amount?
Yes.
That's on the chart?
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, the defendant paid money from his personal account into the operating account?
Yes.
Okay. Was that from 3837?
Yes.
Okay. And then finally, underneath, we have EcoStar operating account. Do you see that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, in 2018 lists an amount, what is that?
$4,700.
Okay, and can you explain that to us?
Yes. In 2018, there were 4 transfers that went from EcoStar Pest Management Inc. operating account ending in 7234, which is number 8 on your chart. The dates and the amounts are as follows. On September 12th, 2018, $2,500. On September 13th, 2018, $500. On September 18th, 2018, $1,000. On October 18th, 2018, $700, totaling $4,700 into the defendant's account.
Okay, and then the next sources of revenue, it says additional revenue sources. Do you see that?
Yes.
The first category says checks from Nicole. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and for 2017, what is the total?
$2,257.
And 2018?
$920.99.
Next category says Penn State University refunds. Do you see that?
Yes.
In 2017, how much was that?
$4,414.
What was that essentially?
A refund from Penn State University.
Okay, and then the next category is Chubb Insurance Company. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and just refresh us as to what that is.
That is the company where the defendant maintains his homeowner's insurance policy.
Okay, and for 2018, you list $73,512. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, and was that all one lump sum or was it broken up?
No, there was a Chubb payout on 2 separate claims. One claim was in the amount of $62,753.68. That claim was in February of 2018, and then in March 2nd, 2018, a second claim in the amount of $10,759 was paid out. So this was a one-off revenue stream for those years, and they were included as a revenue stream.
The next category that you have is, and I believe it's the last category, is the Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Trust, TD Bank 5465. Do you see that?
Yes,
Okay. Is this the TD Trust account that we have been speaking about?
yes,
Okay, and it's listed as number 1 up on the number S28?
yes.
Explain to us what we're looking at in your summary chart for 2017 and 18, please.
In 2017, a total of $33,680 was deposited into accounts in the defendant's name or joint accounts in the defendant's name.
From where?
These were deposited into account 2, Paul Caneiro, ending in 3837. The joint account, number 3, Paul Caneiro, Susan Caneiro, ending in 3760. And account number 5, Caitlin Caneiro and Paul Caneiro, ending in 3886.
Okay, but just to be clear, the $33,680, that came from where?
It came from the account number 1, ending in 5465, the Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Trust Agreement dated 7/27/99.
And how about 2018? How much revenue did the defendant receive from that TD Trust account?
$44,500.
I want to discuss and stay on, you know what, before we do that, let me ask you this. How did you first identify these electronic transfers out of that trust account into the defendant's bank accounts?
In reviewing the bank statements for the trust account, again, when I refer to the trust account, it's account number 1. I saw where the money was coming from. I then went back to those source documents and I saw where the money was going to, and I went to those source documents, bank accounts or companies.
So just to clarify, during the course of your investigation of all of the bank accounts, what did you review first?
Trust account.
And from there, that led you to?
Other accounts. So from there, when I saw the sources coming in, which was payroll and the businesses, I then through legal process obtained business accounts, bank accounts for both businesses operating in payroll. I also received documentation from the payroll companies. I saw funds going out to Canada Life, so I was able to get through legal process documents from Canada Life. I saw payments, also transfers being made to account number 2, Paul Caneiro, ending in 3837 at TD Bank. I saw transfers going to Paul and Susan's account at TD Bank, account number 3, ending in 3760. And I also saw a transfer going to Caitlin and Paul Caneiro at TD Bank, ending in 3886.
Okay. We spoke about this earlier, but I just want to be clear. Now, in 2017, the defendant did pay some money from his personal bank account directly to Canada Life, right?
Yes,
Okay. And specifically, that is reflected or was reflected in S40B under expenses for 2017, right?
yes.
Okay, and that was $19,880 that he did.
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall which account that came from?
The 2 payments for $19,880. I just want to go back to refer to my report. They were made from account 2, ending in 3837.
And what types of transactions were those payments?
They were electronic payments made to Canada Life.
Was there anything, any sort of corroborating documentation that you reviewed from Canada Life indicating that the insurance company did in fact receive those payments from the defendant?
Yes, there were checks. So when I say it was electronic transfer, online bill pay, the recipient of the bill pay actually gets a check number on bill pay. Even though it's an electronic submission, they receive a check.
I'm showing counsel what's been marked as S47 and 48. Judge, may I approach?
You can. Thank you.
Detective, if you can look at S47 first, what are we looking at?
S47 is a check paid to Canada Life Assurance Company. It's dated July 19th, 2017, in the amount of $8,000. And this came from the account of Paul Caneiro at TD Bank, account number ending in 3837.
Okay. And S48 is what?
S48 is a check paid to Canada Life Assurance Company in the amount of $11,880, dated August 2nd, 2017. This check was issued from the account of Paul Caneiro at TD Bank, ending in 3837.
Thank you. Detective, I want to talk to you about the defendant's bank account 3837, specifically for the year 2017. If I showed you that bank account, would you be able to identify for us each transaction in that account where the defendant transferred money out of that TD Trust account into 3837?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what's been marked, and I'll show counsel first is S29. Detective, I showed you S39. Do you recognize that?
I do.
I'm sorry, 29. But S29, I believe that is.
Yes.
What is that?
This is a TD Bank account in the name of Paul Caneiro. Account number ending in 3837. The statement period begins on December 24th, 2016.
Judge Estate would seek permission to publish the bank account and bank statements.
Counsel?
No objection, Judge.
Okay, you can.
Oh, there should be an undo button up there.
Should be in the bottom corner there. It's undo button. Do we have the little stylus for her? The witness?
On your screen,
Yes.
there's in the corner, there's a little undo button right hand corner.
Where? Here?
Yeah, you should pop up and you just hold
Is that
it
it?
down. Yeah, 3 seconds.
It's in the black area on the right, you can almost not see it.
All the way to the right in the bottom corner.
Yeah, just give it to us. Bottom right.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it. This here?
Yeah.
Just keep it.
One more. Yeah.
All right.
We can go to the first page just to orient us. At the top of the page, on the right where it says statement period, what is that?
December 24th, 2016 through January 23rd, 2017.
Okay, what dates of the month do the bank statements start and end on here?
They start on the 24th, they end on the 23rd.
Okay, and just to clarify, pages are numbered that way, so with the 24th being page 1, and then the the last page would be the last page. The last
Right.
page, okay. We can go to page 3, please, for a moment. Just to get us familiar with the layout of this. So the top right of the page up there, what are we looking at? What date is this?
It's dated statement period December 24th, 2016 through January 23rd, 2017. The first transaction on the statement is dated January 3rd, which would be 2017,
And the account number on this is what?
ending in 3837.
Detective, if I ask you to identify each time that a transfer was made into this account from the TD Trust bank account, would you be able to do that?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to direct your attention, if we could please go to February 16th.
Detective, during this time period and on this page, February 16th, do you see any transfers coming in from that TD checking account?
I do.
And can you point that out for us?
On February 16th, an electronic transfer credit occurred in the amount of $2,400.
Can we scroll up just a little bit so we can see the debits? And just please go up to the top of the page if you could. All right, so just to be clear, so it says debit, right?
Yes,
And then credit.
yes,
Okay, and then balance.
Correct.
Those are the columns.
Correct.
You could just, I'm sorry, go back to February 16th, thank you. Can you circle for us where you see that?
$2,400.
Yes. And then just circle for us or underline the last 4 digits of the bank account from which that came. Okay. I'm going to direct your attention now to March 17th. Oh, actually.
Stay there for a minute. We gotta go back.
I have to hit undo.
No, hold on for a minute. Go back. Set it back up where it was. No, down to the 2,400. Oh, too far.
Sorry, just touch this a little.
I know. It's touchy.
Okay. Can we print that? That is S29.1. All right, we can now undo it. Thank you.
Okay, I'll direct your attention now to March 17th. Detective, do you see any transfers on March 17th from the TD Trust account?
Yes,
Can you please identify that by circling it?
there was a deposit in the amount of $1,500, which was an electronic transfer credit from the trust on March 17th.
And can you just underline the last 4 digits from where it came? Thank you.
We can print that. That's S29.2.
Can undo it. Thank you.
I'm going to draw your attention now to April 7th. Do you see any transfers on April 7th, the trust account on that date?
Yes,
And same thing if you could circle it and underline the last 4 digits.
$1,000.
Print that, please. 29.3.
Can undo it. Thank you.
I'm going to draw your attention now to June 16th. When we get there, if you could let us know if you see any transfers from the TD Trust checking account on that date.
$2,000 transfer on June 16th.
29.4. Print.
I'm going to direct your attention to June 20th.
$4,000 transfer, electronic.
Print that as 29.5, please.
going to direct your attention now, if we can go to July 21st of 2017. Detective, I'm going to draw your attention to July 21st of 2017. It looks like there's a number of transactions, but the second one from the top, do you see that?
To Canada Life?
Yes.
Yes.
To Canada Life, okay. And that was for $8,000?
Yes,
Okay, does that correspond with the checks that I showed you that went to Canada Life?
yes,
And that is from the defendant's account, that's him paying Canada Life?
yes.
Okay. Now, it says next to 721, can you just tell us what that says?
TD Bank bill paycheck, Canada Life Assurance Company, check number 995345.
Thank you. If we could please go, I'm going to direct your attention to July 28th now. Transfers from the TD account on that date?
$7,000 on July 28th.
We can print that also, 29.7. You can undo that one. Thank you.
Detective, you can undo there. I'm going to direct your attention, if we could go to August 2nd of 2017. Detective, you see where there's a payment of $11,880
Yes,
to Canada Life?
yes,
Okay, and again, does this correspond to one of the two checks, payments that the defendant did in fact make to Canada Life from this bank account in 2017?
yes,
Okay. You don't have to circle it. We didn't circle the last one. I just want to remain consistent. I just want to point it out though for the jury. And is there a check number under Canada Life Insurance Company?
yes.
Okay. If we can, I'm going to direct your attention now to December 1st. Detective, do you see any transfers on, I think if we can just go up a little bit. Okay. Oh, down. Okay. Do you see any transfers here on December 1st?
10,500.
Thank you. You're underlining for the record the last four digits, 5465?
Yes,
Print that as 29.8. You can undo it.
I'm going to direct your attention now to 1218. Transfers here from the TD checking account that you see?
yes, 2,500 from account 5465.
29.9. Please print. You can undo it.
Finally, I'm going to direct your attention to 1227. Any transfers from the TD checking account here that you see on 1227?
Yes, $1,000 from 5465.
Print that as 29.10.
Take this down. I'm showing counsel what has been marked. Actually, let me ask the credit question. Detective, you indicated that you noticed in 2017 multiple
transfers going into multiple of the defendant's bank accounts for that year.
Yes,
Did you notice any going into the joint checking account 3760 in 2017?
yes.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as S33. I'm showing counsel. Yes. I don't know if they're legally. I'll take that back. Detective, do you recognize S33?
Yes, these are TD Bank statements in the name of Paul Caneiro and Susan Caneiro, ending in account number 3760, which is number 3 on the chart. And this is for the statement period December 24th, 2016 through January 23rd, 2017.
And just for the record, how many transfers, if you recall, were into this account for 2017 from the TD Trust account?
One transfer.
One, okay. Judge, permission to publish?
Counsel?
Oh, no objection, Judge.
Okay, you can.
Okay, just to orient us again, the top of the page, what are we looking at the right, the date?
The statement period is December 24th, 2016 through January 23rd, 2017, involving account number 3760. This is a joint account with Paul and Susan Caneiro at TD Bank.
Okay, but despite the date, this is the entire year of 2017, is that right, these records?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to direct your attention to May 9th. Detective, do you see any transfers coming in from the TD Trust account on that date?
1,500 on May 9th.
Print that as 33.1.
Detective, we can take this down, please. Thank you. Detective, which of the other bank accounts that the defendant had did you notice any transfers coming from the TD Trust checking account in 2017?
There was a transfer made to the TD Bank account with Caitlin and Paul Caneiro, ending in 3886.
How many?
One.
Just one? Okay. Showing counsel S35. I'm showing you what's been marked as S35. I'll take the other ones back. Thank you. Detective, do you recognize that?
I do.
What is that?
These are TD Bank statements in the name of Caitlin Caneiro, Paul Caneiro, ending in account number 3886. And the statement period is December 14th, 2016 through January 13th, 2017.
Permission to publish?
No objection.
Okay, can.
Detective, what is the last 4 digits on this account?
3886.
And just to be clear, are these the statements from 3886 for the entirety of 2017?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to refer your attention to February 21st. Yes, I'm sorry. Detective, on December 21st, did you see any transfers from the TD Trust account into this account?
On February 21st, I do $280 coming from the trust account.
Okay, I see that you underlined the amount and underlined the last 4 digits.
Yes.
35.1, please print.
Take those back. In sum, Detective, what was the total amount of transfers from the TD Trust account 5465 into the defendant's bank accounts in 2017?
$33,680.
I want to move on to 2018 now. On chart S40A, under sources of revenue, do you see where it reflects the TD Trust checking account?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the total amount there?
That amount is $44,500.
Which bank accounts of the defendants did those sums go into, or that sum go into?
Account 2, the defendant's account ending in 3837, and account 3, the joint account with the defendant and his wife ending in 3760.
So in 2018, how much money did the defendant pay to Canada Life, if any, from his personal bank accounts?
0.
If I were to show you the bank accounts for 2018, specifically 3837 first, would you be able to identify those transfers for us?
Yes.
I'm showing council just S30. Detective, do you recognize this?
I do.
What is that?
These are bank statements from TD Bank in the name of Paul Caneiro. Account number ending in 3837. Statement period covers December 24th, 2017 through January 23rd, 2018.
Like we did with 2017, would you be able to identify each of the transfers that the defendant made into this account from the TD Trust checking account?
Yes.
Permission to publish.
Go ahead.
Again, just for purposes of identification, is there a bank number on here?
Yes, the account number ends in 3837.
Okay, this is the entirety of the bank statements for 2018 from this account.
Yes.
I'd like to direct your attention to January 2nd. Do you see any transfers from the TD Trust account on January 2nd into this account?
$1,000.
His print is 30.1.
Okay, executive. Now, on January 10th, which is the same page, is there, I believe it's the same page, oh, it's not, I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I'm going to direct your attention to January 10th. Do you see any transfers from the TD checking account into this account?
$500.
Please print is 30.2.
Directing your attention to January 22nd now. Do you see any transfers from the TD Trust checking account on that date into this account?
$2,500.
30.3.
Drawing your attention now, I'm sorry, you can take that off. Drawing your attention to February 5th. Same thing, TD Trust checking account.
$2,200.
Let's not move for a second. And just make sure it printed on the 30.3.
I did.
It did. Okay, so this would be 30.4.
Sorry, I'm going to direct your attention now to May 1st. Same thing, detective, any transfers here?
$5,000.
Detective, just prior to this particular transfer on May 1st, did you see the previous transaction on May 1st, right above it?
Yes.
Okay, what is that?
That is an online mortgage payment to City Mortgage in the amount of $3,050.
After that payment was made, what was the defendant's balance here?
Negative $759.86.
Please print as S30.5.
You can erase that. Thank you. I'm going to draw your attention to 618 now. Actually, I'm sorry. Let's back up. If we could go to, I'm going to draw your attention to May 15th. Detective, on May 15th here, there's a number of transactions. I'm going to draw your attention to the second one on May 15th. Do you see that?
The amount,
The amount that went into this account.
$43,000.
And where did that come from?
That was a transfer from the joint account of Paul and Susan Caneiro, account ending in 3760.
And what does that, what if anything, does that correspond with that we spoke about earlier in terms of the defendant's sources of revenue?
It corresponds to the gross distribution that was taken out in May 2018, and the funds were deposited into the joint account. And from there, $43,000 was transferred into the defendant's account.
So on that date, when that $43,000 gets transferred into this account, what is the defendant's balance?
$1,137.61.
Okay, I'm going to direct your attention now to 618. Detective, do you see any transfers from the TD Trust checking account on this date?
$7,500,
Just prior to that, what was the balance?
$4,015.66.
Thank you.
Please print as 30.6. For the record purposes, each time that I'm saying to print them, the witness has circled the amount into the from where the transfer was coming from, the last four digits. Go ahead.
I'm going to draw your attention to July 16th now. Any transfers on this date from the trust account?
$4,500,
Thank you.
30.7.
Detective, if you could please, thank you. I'm going to draw your attention to August 3rd.
$4,000.
And that's coming from TD Trust account.
Yes.
30.8 will be printed.
I'm going to go up now where it says, do you see where it says August 1st?
Yes.
It would be the 1, 2, 3, 4th August 1st transaction down.
Yes.
What is the balance there?
Negative $2,631.48.
What is the transaction right after it reflect?
An overdraft return fee.
And that's on August 2nd?
Yes.
The next transaction on August 2nd, what does that reflect?
An ACH returned item,
Of how much?
$3,050, which went to city mortgage.
What does that mean, a returned item?
There was insufficient funds in the account.
On August 3rd, do you see any transfers from the TD Trust account into this account?
Yes, $4,000.
Just prior to that, on August 3rd, there's a deposit. Do you see that?
Yes.
And how much is that?
$441.76.
And that comes from where?
EcoStar Pest.
Thank you.
Printed as 30.8.
Draw your attention to August 17th.
Any transfers here, Detective, from the trust account?
$2,500, account 5465.
What was the balance just prior to that on August 17th?
$452.84.
Thank you.
Print is 30.9.
Draw your attention to August 28th now.
$1,000 from account 5465.
Just prior to that transaction on August 28th, did you see that there's another transaction right above it on August 28th?
Yes,
What is that?
the transaction is an electronic payment to Bank of America,
For how much?
$1,333,
And then what is the balance after that?
negative $517.29.
Thank you.
Print is 30.10.
I'm going to draw your attention to September 4th.
$300,
From?
5465.
Just prior to that, on September 4th, right, so that takes place on September 4th, that transaction, the 300, Detective?
Yes,
Just prior to that, on September 4th, what is the defendant's balance?
$9.32.
Is there another transaction on September 4th that takes place?
Yes,
And specifically, what is that?
$200 is transferred to the joint account with Paul and Susan Caneiro, ending in account number 3760.
I'm sorry, I should have been clear. Is there any other, on 9/4, is there any other transactions? I missed that, I think it's actually above it. Are there
Yes.
any other transactions prior to this on 9/4 that, where money comes in from the TD trust account into this account?
Yes, $1,000.
Thank you.
Print that as 30.11. Wait, hold on for a minute. Did you undo the one below it, the
Yes,
300? If we're circling both, this is all 30.11. You're going to need to reprint it. Circle it back,
sure.
please. And on the underline, so we'll print that one, and that will be 30.11. So for the record purposes, there's two areas that are circled on there. It's a $1,000 transfer and a $300 transfer for September 4th in two separate timeframes. Now you can undo it. Thank you.
I want to direct your attention now to September 7th. September 7th. One, two, three, four, five. I'm sorry. 1, 2. On the 4th, September 7th. 5th. On the 5th, September 7th transaction. Do you see that, Detective? Where it's
Yes.
all state?
Yes,
And there's a debit or a payment there? How
yes.
much is that?
The payment is in the amount of $5,283.35,
What is the defendant's balance after that?
negative $4,452.91.
And then the next transaction, do you see that where it says 9/7 Bank of America?
Yes,
And how much is that?
$1,446.47,
And what is the balance there?
negative $5,899.38.
Next transaction, 9/10, do you see that?
Yes,
Okay, and what specifically does that, what does that say?
it is a $200 debit. It's a debit card purchase,
Okay, and what is the balance after that?
negative $6,099.38.
Okay, and the next transaction on 9/10?
Is a electronic payment in the amount of $765.21.
Where's that to?
Volkswagen Credit Online, which is the lease for Yacel Restrepo's Audi Q5.
And what is the balance after that?
Negative $6,864.59.
Okay, I'm just gonna ask if we can just scroll up slowly. Okay, when do we see the defendant come out of the negative balances? What date?
On September 12th.
Okay, and that is based on a transaction
Based on a transfer,
of what?
an electronic transfer credit from checking account ending in 7234, which is account number 8 on the chart, the EcoStar Pest Management operating account.
Thank you. I'm going to draw your attention now to 917. Any transfers from the TD Trust account on this date?
1,300 from 5465.
After that, on that same date, is there a transaction?
Yes.
What is that?
On the same date, there's an electronic payment to Ally Financial Auto, online payment in the amount of $828.28.
And what is the defendant's balance after that?
Negative $307.25.
I'm going to draw your attention to 10-4.
Let's print that. If we could print that as 30.12, please. Go ahead, counsel.
I'm going to draw your attention to, I just want to ask you about 918 on this page, the last transaction that we see here. Did you see that?
Yes.
That is, what are the last 4 digits on that account?
7234.
And what does that account correspond to?
That is the operating account to EcoStar Pest Management.
Okay. And how much, what is the transaction? What type of a transaction is it?
It's a $1,000 electronic transfer into the account.
Okay. And does that bring the balance out of the negative?
Yes.
And what is the balance now?
$513.97.
We can please go direct your attention to 10-4. Any transactions or transfers on this date from the TD Trust account?
$1,500 from 5465.
And just prior to this transfer, still on 10-4, what was the defendant's balance?
Negative $868.07.
I'm going to draw your attention now to, oh, I'm sorry.
Print that as 30.13.
I'll draw your attention now to 10-9. Any transfers?
$2,000 from account 5465.
Just prior to this transfer, still on 10-9, what was the defendant's balance here?
Negative $1,628.51.
We could print that as 30.14.
I will draw your attention now to 10-15. Any transfers from the TD Trust account here?
$1,200 from 5465.
Thank you.
Print as 30.15.
I'd like to draw your attention now to 10-29. Any transfers here from the TD Trust account?
$2,000 from 5465.
I'd like to draw your attention to,
That would be 30.16.
drawing your attention to November 8th now.
$1,000 from 5465.
Print it as 30.17.
I'll draw your attention now to 11:15. Any transfers?
$1,300 from 5465.
30.18.
Prior to this transfer, what was the balance?
$380.12.
You can just scroll up a little bit. Down. Just to the next page. Okay. 11:15 through now, so if we could just scroll down a little bit to the 19th. Now from 11:15, hold on, detective, I just don't want you to circle anything yet. From 11:15 to November 19th now, November 19th of 2018, did the defendant's balance remain in the negative?
Yes, it did.
Or actually, there is one, I'm sorry, so go back please to 11:15. Okay, on 11:15, we see an IRS check payment, do you see that? Very top,
Yes,
what was that for, how much?
$1,265.
And the balance is what?
Negative $24.41.
On what date does the defendant's balance come back into the positive numbers?
November 16th.
Okay, and that is after what?
A payroll check from J. Martin Consulting.
Okay, and then on that same date, do we see the balance go back into the negative?
Yes,
And it stays in the negative until when?
stays in the negative up through November 19th, where it became in the positive.
Okay. Now I'm going to draw your attention to November 15th. Again, and you circled it before, so I apologize, but do you see any transfers on this date from the TD Trust account?
On November 15th?
Yes. Oh, we did that already. I'm sorry. November 19th. That's my mistake. November 19th.
$1,200 coming from 5465.
Okay. And just to be clear, we're talking about November 19th of 2020?
Of 2018,
Okay.
November 19th.
After that date, are there any other transfers?
Can we print that as 30.19? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Are there any other transfers after the 19th from that TD Trust checking account into any of the defendant's accounts?
No.
Thank you. We can take this down. Detective, in 2018, were there any transfers made into the defendant's joint checking account 3760 from the TD Trust checking account?
Yes.
How many?
One.
Okay, I'm going to show you what's been marked as S34. And I'll take this back from you. Do you recognize S34?
Yes.
What is that?
It's TD bank statements in the names of Paul and Susan Caneiro, account number ending in 3760. And this statement period starts December 24th, 2017 through January 23rd, 2018.
Okay, permission to publish?
No objection.
You can.
Thank you. And just very first page, what is the account number listed, last four digits?
3760.
And is this the entirety of the bank statements for 2018 from 3760?
Yes, it is.
I'll draw your attention to September 7th, please. And when we get there, tell me if you see any transfers from the TD checking account into this account on that date.
Yes, $1,000 from the 5465.
Thank you.
Print is 34.1.
So the overall total amount of money that was transferred in total into the defendant's personal bank accounts from that TD Trust checking account 5465 in 2018 was what?
$44,500.
And just to be clear, were any monies from the defendant's personal accounts, personal bank accounts, transferred directly to Canada Life in the year 2018?
No.
All of the transactions that you just identified as being transfers from the TD Trust account into the defendant's personal bank accounts, did you corroborate those in any way?
Yes, I did.
How did you do that?
The transfers from the trust account into the defendant's accounts through legal process, I obtained the bank records through legal process, and I was able to verify that the money that was transferred out of the trust was transferred into the corresponding accounts.
Now, Detective, when you looked at the TD Trust bank statements 5465 for the years 2017 and 2018, did they reflect any funds being paid out of that account to Canada Life?
No.
I'm sorry, for the years 2017 and 2018, we'll talk about the TD Trust account 5465.
Yes.
Were any monies paid out of that account to Canada Life for premiums?
Can I see my supplemental report for Canada Life, please?
Yes, of course. I'm going to show you what's been marked, show counsel first, as S54. If I showed you this, would that refresh your memory?
Yes.
If you could just read it to yourself and tell us when your memory is refreshed.
Continue.
Okay, so for the years 2017 and 2018, were any payments made from the TD Trust checking account to Canada Life, the insurance company?
Yes.
Okay, and what was the total amount that was paid to Canada Life from the TD Trust checking account in 2017?
$25,709.20.
Okay, so let's stay on 2017. What were the dates and amounts of those payments?
On January 3rd, a payment was made in the amount of $15,709.20.
Okay, and was that one check or multiple transactions, I should say, or one transaction?
It was a transaction that covered multiple transactions at Canada Life because half of it paid the quarterly premium and half of it went to be applied as a loan payment.
Okay, in that same year, 2017, what if any other payments were made out of the trust account to Canada Life?
On October 10th, 2017, a payment was made in the amount of $10,000 to Canada Life.
And when you looked at that TD Trust bank statements for 2017, did those bank statements corroborate those payments?
Yes.
Was there any corroborating documentation from Canada Life as well?
Yes.
And what was that?
Checks.
Specifically, how many?
2 checks.
3 sound right?
3 for the $15,709.20.
I'm showing counsel what's been marked as S49, 50, and 51. Let's start with S49, Detective. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
What is that?
This is a check issued from the TD Bank, account titled ATF Keith Caneiro Irrevocable Agreement dated 7/27/1999. This is check number 220, payable to Canada Life in the amount of $7,854.60. It is dated December 27th, 2016, but it was recorded and received at Canada Life on January 3rd, 2017.
You could look at S50, please. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
What is that?
this is a check issued from TD Bank with the account holder of ATF Keith Caneiro, irrevocable agreement dated 7/27/1999. The check is payable to Canada Life in the amount of $7,854.60 and is dated December 27th, 2016, but was credited on January 3rd, 2017.
And finally, I'm going to ask you to take a look at S51. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
What is that?
this is a check issued from the Keith Caneiro irrevocable agreement dated 7/27/99. The check is in the amount of $10,000 payable to Canada Life dated October 11th, 2017.
Detective, I'll take this back from you. Detective, in 2018, were any payments made from that TD Trust checking account to Canada Life?
Yes,
How many?
one payment,
And what was the amount of that?
$8,500.
Did the TD Trust checking account reflect that payment? Was
Yes,
there any corroborating documentation from Canada Life?
yes, a check.
Sorry, just have one moment. Thank you. Showing counsel S52. Detective, I'm showing you S52. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
What is that?
this is a check issued to Canada Life Assurance Company in the amount of $8,500. It's dated April 5th, 2018, and this is drawn on TD Bank account 5465 titled ATF Keith Caneiro irrevocable trust agreement dated 7/27/99.
Take that back. Thank you. Detective, we just talked about for 2017 and 2018, funds that were transferred out of that TD checking account to the defendant's own personal bank accounts. Were you able to trace those funds as to where they went?
Yes,
And what was that? What were they used for?
to pay the defendant's personal living expenses.
Now, during the course of your investigation, was there any documentation from Canada Life that you reviewed regarding missing premium payments?
Yes,
Okay, and do you recall specifically what that was?
yes, I reviewed the quarterly billing statements and also the notices for the missed premium payment. The missed premium payment notices went out 60 days after the payment was due. So for example, if the quarterly premium payment was due January 28th, the notice would be dated March 27th. Also indicated in those notices was, what was indicated in the notices is that the automatic loan provision of the policy paid the missed premium payment.
Showing counsel what's been marked as S53. Detective, I'm showing you what's been marked as S53. If you could take a look at that.
Judge, may I approach for the court's copies?
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Detective, do you recognize what's in that binder?
Yes, I do.
And specifically, what are those?
This is the Canada Life Assurance Company quarterly billing statements and the notices of missed quarterly payment.
Permission to publish?
Oh, I'm sorry, no objection, Judge.
Okay, go ahead.
stay here for a second. Detective, I should clarify, are these notices for what years? Just tell us what years they're for.
This is 2017.
And the binder contains, so just to clarify, the binder is for the years 2017 and 2018?
Correct.
Okay. We could go to the first page now. Do you see where it says due date?
Yes.
What is that?
January 28th, 2017.
And is there a premium amount that's
Yes.
due? What is that?
$7,854.60.
Okay. And do you see to the left where it says Keith Caneiro, Irrevocable Trust,
Yes.
and then Paul Caneiro, Trustee?
Yes.
Is there an address under there?
Yes, there
What
is.
is that?
27 Tilton Drive, Wayside, New Jersey, 07712.
If we can scroll up there. We can go up to the next, that's January, so this is 2 pages. Okay. We are looking at what date up here?
April 28th, 2017.
Okay, and just, again, these are quarterly, so would this be the next date chronologically in terms of when the premium would be due?
Correct.
Okay. And again, we see an amount of what?
$7,854.60.
We can please scroll up. You stop there for a second. Okay. If you could just scroll up a little bit. All right. Detective, what are we looking at here?
This is a notice of automatic premium loan issued by Canada Life,
And what is the date?
June 27th, 2017.
Okay. And do you see where it says notice of automatic premium loan?
Yes.
Okay. And it says insured as who?
Keith M. Caneiro,
Okay. And what was the due date?
April 28th, 2017.
Okay. And we can scroll up a little bit. Can you go back to the same page? Okay. All right. And what does this indicate?
This indicates that the policy in force did not receive the premium payment, that the above premium was paid by charging a loan against the policy as provided by the automatic premium loan provision. This purpose of this provision is to keep your policy from lapsing when a premium is not paid within the grace period, and when there is sufficient net cash value in the policy to advance the premiums.
We can scroll up again, please, to the next date. All right. What is the next date here?
July 28th, 2017.
Okay. If we can scroll up. The next date, yes. The next date is what?
October 28th, 2017.
Okay. And was that essentially the four quarterly premium dates that we just went through?
Yes,
And of those four, there was one letter for a missed payment from April, is that right?
that is right.
Okay, if we can scroll up, please, now to 2018. Okay, do you see where it says due date January 28th of 2018?
Yes,
Okay, and premium amount, is that right?
yes.
Okay, if we can scroll down a little bit. Okay, and now what are we looking at here, Detective?
This is a notice of automatic premium loan issued by Canada Life.
What's the date?
It is dated March 29th, 2018.
Okay, and is there a due date?
The due date is January 28th, 2018.
Okay, so essentially, is this letter indicating that there was a missed premium payment from January?
Yes,
Okay, we can scroll up to the next date, please. April 28th of 2018, do you see that?
yes,
Okay, we can scroll up. Any letters of missed premium payments for April?
no,
Okay, the next date, July 28th of 2018?
yes.
Okay, we can scroll up. Okay, Detective, what are we looking at here?
This is a notice of automatic premium loan issued by Canada Life,
What is the date?
September 26th, 2018.
And what is this indicating?
that the policy is enforced, although Canada Life did not receive the premium payment. The above premium was paid for you by charging a loan against the policy as provided by the automatic premium loan provision.
And is there a due date?
The due date is July 28th, 2018.
I think that's the last of it, but if you could just scroll up just to show us, please. Okay, and the next one we come to is October 28th of 2018. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you reviewed these documents, when there was a missed premium letter that went out, what was the time frame between the due date and the missed premium?
60 days.
Okay, so 60 days after this date would have been what?
December 27th,
Of
2018.
Okay, and did you receive anything in December 27th of 2018 regarding missed premiums?
I did not.
Okay, thank you. Detective, during the course of your investigation, what, if any, documentation did you receive from Stephen Weinstein?
Through legal process, Steve Weinstein, the CPA, provided a myriad of financial documents to include bank statements and other financial documents. It was voluminous.
Did those bank statements include TD Trust account bank statements 5465?
Yes, it did.
Do you recall the time frame of those bank statements that you received from Mr. Weinstein?
Yes.
What was that?
January 18 through September 18.
Did you review those statements?
I did.
Show counsel S12. Detective, I'm showing you what's been marked as S12. Do you recognize those?
Yes, I do.
I'm sorry, S53. No. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, this is S12. Just to clarify, these statements cover the dates January through September of 2018.
Yes, they do.
What, if anything, did you do with these statements when you received them from Mr. Weinstein?
Well, when I received them, this was early on in the investigation. And as I said, his box of documents was voluminous. You became in a bit of a backlog up front in the investigation because I literally have tens and tens of thousands of pages of financial documents. But I did get to the point where I could review them in December, and I reviewed the statements that he gave me, these statements.
Okay, and when you reviewed those statements, what, if any, other statements did you compare them to?
The bank statements I received from TD Bank through legal process.
For that same time period?
Yes,
Okay, so 2018?
yes,
So just to be clear, you looked at the bank statements you received from Mr. Weinstein from January of 18 to September of 18? And
yes,
did you compare those from the bank statements you received through legal process from January of 18 through September of 18?
yes, I did,
Okay, and we're talking about the TD Trust account 5465 statements.
yes.
What, if anything, did you notice when you compared the two?
That for the months of May, June, July, and August and September, the payments on the statements that were provided to me by the CPA, Steve Weinstein, that he received from the defendant.
Objection.
What's the objection?
Just that the witness is testifying outside the scope of her knowledge. She received them from a person. She can say who she received them from. What happened prior to her involvement, I don't think she should be testifying about.
Overruled. Go ahead.
I learned in the investigation that these were provided to the CPA by the defendant, and the payments that I knew to go to the defendant's account from the TD Bank statements I received from legal process, the statements that the accountant provided me, those payments, showed those payments going to Canada Life.
Okay. Judge, permission to publish S12?
No. Previously discussed, no objection.
Okay, go ahead.
Detective, what you're looking at on the screen, is that the same thing as S12 that you have in front of you in its entirety?
Yes.
Okay, we can go through this for a moment. You can scroll up. Now, you indicated that you noticed alterations starting in when?
May.
May, okay. We can go to May. Specifically, we're looking at May 1st here. Can you point to what you're referring to or circle it?
Yes. $5,000 is shown on this statement to have been a bill paid to Canada Life Assurance Company.
Okay. We can go.
And we can print that as 12.1, please. Wait, let me just confirm. I don't think we had a 12.1 from yesterday, right? We didn't have a 12.1 from yesterday, correct? All right, 12.1, go ahead.
And then if we can go up a little bit. We're looking at, I'm going to draw your attention to June 18th. What are you circling here?
$7,500 is shown to have been a TD bill paid check to Canada Life Assurance Company.
Okay, we can scroll up a little bit.
S 12.2.
Draw your attention to 716.
$4,500 is shown to have been a TD Bank bill pay to Canada Life Assurance Company.
Thank you.
12.3.
We're on August 3rd now.
$4,000 is shown to have been a TD Bank bill pay to Canada Life Assurance Company.
I'm going to stay on the same page. Judge, I don't know if you want to print or since it's the same page.
We'll do both on the same page, go ahead.
Okay, is there any others that you see on this page?
$2,500 is shown to have been a TD Bank bill pay on August 17th to Canada Life Assurance.
Detective, any others on this page?
$1,000 is shown to have been a TD Bank bill pay to Canada Life Assurance Company on August 28th.
Thank you.
12.4.
Scroll to September, please. Detective, we're on September now, specifically starting with September 4th.
September 4th, TD Bank bill pay shown to have been sent to Canada Life Insurance. September, should I continue?
Yes, please, on this page.
September 4th, TD Bank bill pay in the amount of $300 shown to have gone to Canada Life Assurance Company. September 7th, $1,000 TD Bank bill pay shown to have gone to Canada Life Insurance Company. And $1,300 on September 17th, TD Bank bill pay shown to have gone to Canada Life Assurance Company.
Thank you.
12.5.
Oh, that's, yes, I'm sorry. Okay, and that's what you received through September, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Detective, all of those transactions that you just underlined and circled reflecting transactions that went to Canada Life, where did they actually go?
To the defendant's bank accounts,
And how do you know that?
because I have the bank documents through legal process for TD Bank, and I was able to see exactly which accounts the money went to.
Now, Detective, in April of 2018, there actually was that one payment that did go to Canada Life, is that right?
Correct.
Was there anything different about that payment, specifically the way it was titled on the bank statements as to the ones that were altered?
It listed a check number. It actually had check and then the number.
During the course of your investigation and preparation, was anything prepared to depict the altered statements side by side with the statements you received through legal process?
Yes,
And what was that?
an exhibit.
Detective, I'm going to show you, first I'll show counsel what's been marked as S1I. Detective, I'm showing you what's been marked as S1I. Do you recognize this?
And I'll ask you to just flip through it.
Yes.
Okay, and what is this? Is this what you just referred to?
Yes.
Okay, let's just go, the first page depicts what?
The first page depicts bank statements from TD Bank for the trust, bank account ending in 5465. The first sheet on the left, the statement date is April 1st, 2018 through April 30th, 2018. And the statement on the right is for the same account number, and the statement period is May 1st, 2018 through May 31st, 2018.
Okay, now just staying on this first page, each of these bank statements, so from April of 18 and May of 18, were these the statements that you received from Mr. Weinstein?
Yes,
Okay, and you indicated that they began, I think you said they started being altered in May, it appeared?
yes.
Okay, in April, there is actually what?
In April, there is one payment to Canada Life in the amount of $8,500. The payment was made on April 9th. It's a TD Bank bill paid check to Canada Life Assurance Company, and it lists check number 995002.
Did that payment actually go to Canada Life?
This payment for $8,500, yes.
Okay, and how about the payment listed for the slide next to it in May?
That would be the May 1st payment for $5,000. No,
It did not.
no.
Okay, and then just tell us, if you can, what the rest of the pages depict. You don't have to go each page by page, but just generally speaking.
Generally speaking, on the left are the statements, is the statement that I received from the CPA. I know that because he put check marks on it. There were check marks when I received the statements. So on the left is the statement from the CPA, and on the right is my statement from TD Bank that I obtained through legal process.
Judge, permission to publish, can I have a copy for the court?
No, Judge.
You can, I have it. Thank you.
Detective, if you could just explain, because now the jury can see what we're looking at. This is slide 2.
Okay. These are bank statements provided to me by the accountant, Steve Weinstein.
What is on the left?
On the left is the statement covering the period April 1st, 2018 through April 30th, 2018. It's from the trust account maintained at TD Bank, account number 5465.
Do you see where it says 49?
49, April 9th,
You
yes,
see that? Okay, and then there's a payment of $8,500.
yes,
And did that actually go to Canada Life?
yes.
And how do you know that?
Because I have the documentation from Canada Life verifying that they received that payment.
Is there a check number underneath that one?
There is,
Now, to the right, we're looking at the May statements that Mr. Weinstein provided to you.
yes,
Okay, and is there a payment that reflects it's being sent to Canada Life?
yes, on May 1st for $5,000
Okay, and where did that actually go?
to the defendant, Paul Caneiro's account at TD Bank, account number 3837.
Is there a check number underneath that one?
There is not.
Okay, we can go to slide 3. All right, Detective, can you just explain to us what we're looking at here side by side?
On the left is the statement from TD Bank provided to me by the CPA. The statement period is May 1st, 2018 through May 31st, 2018. This is the trust account maintained at TD Bank, account 5465. Right, it's the same bank, it's the same account number, and it's the same account, the trust account. The statement on the right, I obtained through legal process from TD Bank.
The statement on the right, it has that same amount, $5,000?
Yes.
So where is that going to?
It's being transferred to checking ending in 3837, which is account 2 on the chart.
If we can go to slide 4, please. Same thing, Detective, if you can just explain the side by side to us.
Statement on the left was provided to me by the CPA. The statement on the right was obtained through legal process from TD Bank. It's the trust account maintained at TD Bank, account ending in 5465, covering the statement period June 1st, 2018 through June 30th, 2018.
The statement on the left, on June 18th, is there a transaction?
$7,500,
And it's reflected as going to where?
Canada Life Assurance Company,
The statement on the right that you received through legal process, same date?
same date.
What is reflected?
It's transferred to checking account ending in 3837, which is account 2, in the name of the defendant, Paul Caneiro.
If you go to slide 5, please. Take us through this again the same way.
Statement on the left was provided to me by the CPA, Steve Weinstein. Statement on the right was obtained through legal process from TD Bank. The statements are from TD Bank in the name of, it's the trust account ending in 5465.
What does the statement on the left reflect?
It reflects a $4,500 TD Bank bill pay to Canada Life Assurance on July 16th.
And the statement on the right that you obtained through legal process reflects what?
An electronic transfer to checking account ending in 3837, which is account 2, in the name of the defendant.
Can you go to slide 6, please? Detective, can you take us through these transactions?
Yes, the statement on the left was provided to me by the CPA. The statement on the right, I obtained through legal process from TD Bank. These are TD Bank statements for the trust account ending in 5465. And there are 3 transactions on these statements. August 3rd, $4,000. August 17th, $2,500. August 28th, $1,000. On the statements from the accountant, these transactions were TD bill pays to Canada Life Assurance Company. On the statements I received from TD Bank, those same dates, those same amounts were transferred to TD checking account ending in 3837, which is the defendant's account number 2 on the chart.
Slightly from 7, slide 7. Same thing, Detective, if you can take us through what we're looking at on the left and right.
Again, the statement on the left was provided to me by the CPA. The statement on the right, I obtained through legal process from TD Bank. These are TD Bank statements for the trust account ending in 5465. There are transactions dating September 4th for $1,000, September 7th for $1,000, September 17th in the amount of $1,300, and also September 4th for $300. These 4 transactions indicate they went to Canada Life Assurance Company. From the statements I received from the accountant, the statements that I received from TD Bank show that those transfers went to September 4th, $1,000 went to account 2, ending in 3837. Also on September 4th, $300 to account 3837. And also to account 3837 is September 17th in the amount of $1,300. And lastly, on September 7th, there was a transfer in the amount of $1,000 to the joint account that the defendant held with his wife, ending in 3760.
Thank you, Detective. You can take this down and I'll take it back.
Detective, for purposes of, you spoke about the defendant's sources of revenue for the years 2017 and 2018. Just to kind of give us a complete picture, do you know whether Susan Caneiro, the defendant's wife, worked or was employed?
No.
No, you don't know, or no, she wasn't?
No, I don't know.
Okay. During the course of your investigation, Detective, did you learn whether or not Keith Caneiro had security cameras inside of his home at 15 Willowbrook Road?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And specifically, were you made aware of those by the investigative team?
Yes, I was.
Do you know where specifically those cameras were located inside of the home?
Yes, there were 2 cameras. One was in the kitchen and one was in the office. And they were Wise cameras.
Do you know whether those Wise cameras contained any stored recordings?
Yes, they contained stored audio and video recordings.
Were there any recordings that you specifically reviewed in the course of your investigation?
Yes, there were.
Okay, and do you recall specifically what you reviewed from what dates?
Yes, there were 2 recordings. They were dated November 19th, 2018. One recording was approximately 3:50 p.m. and that was a recording that was in the kitchen. And the second recording was approximately 6:05 p.m. and that recording was involving the office area.
Generally speaking, when you reviewed those recordings, what was the nature of those recordings?
The nature of the recordings involved finding out where the money went. Apparently, Keith Caneiro was missing money going to Canada Life.
Okay, so just to clarify, who were the recordings of specifically?
The defendant and his brother, Keith Caneiro.
Okay, and who do you actually hear and see in those recordings?
Yes, you can.
No, who can you actually hear and see? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You can hear the defendant, Paul Caneiro, or excuse me, you can hear Keith Caneiro on the recordings.
Okay, I'm gonna show you. Showing S66. I'm gonna show you what's been marked as S66. What is that?
This is a CD of the Wise camera interior, kitchen, and office recordings.
Okay. And is that how you listened to those recordings and watched them?
Yes,
Okay, and are your initials on there?
yes, right there on the top left.
All right, we're going to stop here. We're going to take our lunch break right now, so you guys will go in, get whatever you need, and then Amor will take you downstairs. I bring you back up at 1:30. Just go and enjoy your lunch. We'll have you back up at 1:30, and we'll continue on with the direct examination. Thank you so much.
Okay, so it looks like we're taking our break for lunch. They'll be back and we will have a second video out today, but this will conclude the morning session. And wow, that was a lot of information. A lot of information. And well, currently the only thing I want to say is that they really did prove for me, at least, it definitely proved that Paul Caneiro altered bank statements to cover up moving the money around. And that's just nailed. There's no one else who could have done it. There's no one else who would have had the information. Nobody had the passwords to get into the account to get the bank statements. He was withholding the bank statements from the accountant, and he actually altered the bank statements that went to the accountant. I don't know how you get around that one. But anyway, for all of that, we will see you in the afternoon. Have a great lunch.